Today, I just wanted to touch on the importance of fact checking. I think it's something we don't do enough anymore. I think we just find the sources that we like to hear from, and then what we do is we tend to believe them, take them all at face value, regardless, and not. We don't seem to realize that even our favorite people can be wrong sometimes, and this was the case with my parents. Now, my dad's been gone for a number of years now, so this was back in the time when my both of my parents were alive. My mother's still alive now, so she might even be watching this. But this is a story that proves the point, and it's not really meant to disparage my parents at all. They really have done the best they could with what they had, knowledge wise. So I show up at my parents' place one day, and they live in a ranch-style house with a fairly wide driveway. And at the time, my dad still had a car in the driveway, and I noticed that there is the sidewalk chalk all over the place. Sidewalk chalk surrounds the car, is in front of the garage, in front of the door, along the side of the house. Basically surrounds just about everything. It was kind of strange, but I thought, maybe some of my younger cousins had shown up for a visit, and they were playing with sidewalk chalk. No big deal. Further on in the visit, I'm in the house, and I noticed that the stove is outlined with chalk, and the couch is outlined with chalk, and the TV is outlined with chalk, and everything in the house is actually outlined with chalk. It looked like CSI Newfoundland. Like, you wouldn't know where the body was, but you knew where all the furniture sat. It was a very strange sight. So I decided to ask my mother. It's like, what's with the chalk? Like, were some kids around it? Because when I was a kid, we could never draw chalk around everything like that and get away with it. There was no possible way. So I thought maybe she'd become a little bit more lenient over the years, and a little more permissive when kids came over. It was then that she said to me they've been having problems with ants, and her neighbor Ethel, real name, I didn't change it, swear to God, had told her that chalk keeps ants away. And I had to try to explain to her that that's not the kind of chalk that keeps ants away. That's sidewalk chalk that, little kids would play with outside. But my mother was insistent. She trusted Ethel and trusted her judgment, and was insistent that this was the chalk that would repel ants. I had no choice but to leave her with that delusion at that point. And all of my convincing wasn't really persuading her that, it's a different kind of chalk. It's an insecticidal chalk that you need to use. So when I left, she was still using the sidewalk chalk, to repel the ants. Well, I mean, the ants must have just kind of meandered off on their own and found somewhere else to be. Having nothing to do with the chalk, but I think my mother still believed that it was the sidewalk chalk that repelled the ants. And who knows, maybe the ants didn't like the various colors and patterns that they saw drawn in the house and around the house. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that the chalk itself really didn't have a whole lot to do with it. And it wasn't easy to leave her with this mistaken impression, but she wasn't going to listen to anything really I had to say, and there was really no point because Ethel was the expert at the time. So I guess when the ants came back again, she had to use a different method next time. The sidewalk chalk just wasn't going to cut it. So I guess the moral of the story is, even if somebody you trust tells you something that you think is true or maybe even sounds true, double check it to make sure that what they're saying is accurate. There's nothing wrong with double checking information, even if it is from a trusted source, because quite frankly, wouldn't you be rather right twice than wrong once? Just my take on it. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And I'll see you next time. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, subscribe, and ring that bell for more content. Thank you very much. Until next time.